Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Come on in, take your shoes off, get comfortable on the couch because we about to get into the bussification of life. If you do not know who I am Pac-Man630, otherwise known as Philip. I am a part-time content creator, an all-around bad bitch. And just a human being who likes, I don't know, doing things. I have a lot of hobbies I like to do, and I guess I want to add this one back into the roster. This is not my first time doing a podcast, but it is my first time doing a podcast by myself, which is a little scary, a little daunting. When you do a podcast with people, you can actually fall back on, your friends, your whoever you're with. You have someone to banter with. Whereas right now, I'm probably going to be bantering by myself, which is a little scary, but I have my comfort dinosaur here in my lap, and we're going to get into it. Little information, this will be a one take wonder. I will be hitting record one time. I'll be recording this podcast one time, and there'll be one upload to YouTube, no editing, because I have not a nary editing software right now. And we're just gonna keep that pushing. Now I've already broken the rule because I've already restarted this like four times actually. Three times because I got nervous. I didn't like the way I was sounding. I could tell I was on edge. The fourth time because Kason called me. So a big ass FaceTime ring in the midst of it all was not cute. But I was only like 3 minutes in. I was literally like, that was my last take. So as I was saying, this is not my first podcast rodeo. I've definitely had a podcast before. It was me and three other wonderful people. We were the GG podcast, and it consisted of Kason, otherwise known as Cup of Noodle, B, and Pride Zero. We all had a podcast where we talked about pop culture. We talked about whatever we actually wanted, honestly, and it was a great time. It lasted for about a year, and then sadly, it died in like 2022. Between scheduling issues and, people not showing up and, all of the this, that, and the third. If you ask us individually, we'll all have different narratives we like to sell. But it was good while it lasted. I very much still cherish those memories of coming back at like, was it coming on Sunday? I think it was Sundays. Coming together on Sunday afternoons, hitting record, going through whatever we need to go through, arguing because no one made the itinerary for the day. It was a really good time. And I've wanted to start a podcast since then, but I don't know. I'm just so scared. I don't feel like I'm funny, like outside of, group collective. I don't feel like I ain't got shit to say sometimes. And so I usually do what I need to do when I don't have anything to say. I usually shut my mouth, which I feel like it's a lesson that a lot of people should take into consideration. Cause, the girls be yapping. They be yapping their gums, don't be saying nothing, just arguing into the void. I don't know. So I haven't really jumped on this topic yet, but I saw a little bit of GG podcast this morning. I saw that we had a whole like LinkedIn, but not LinkedIn, Jesus, what is it? Linktree, whatever that little social page you go to for all the links. We had one of those. And then I looked at it, and the last video, like the second to last video we did, was on Halloween, and we all dressed up as Where's Waldo. I had on a little bob, like it was cute. It was a real cute time. So that really inspired me this morning. So this idea is less than maybe like six hours old, but I jumped on into it. I got me a little photo from my old drawing days, which if a girl, I don't know. I During my drawing era, I definitely used a lot of inspiration. So if I used your picture as inspiration, I don't remember. Please hit me up. I will pay you. I probably will commission you for a new one because mine is ass. Like, please don't take this to China. I promise. I'm a good person. I just don't remember. And this photo is cute. This is hypothetically what I'm supposed to look like. Do I look like this? Absolutely not. But after I get my hair transplant, this is gonna be me. I'm gonna have me a bomb little girl. It's gonna be over. I'm gonna have me a bomb little afro like I did back in high school before the 20s hit. And it's definitely not gonna be orange, but this is still a good picture. It's still a great color palette. Orange would definitely wash me out, and I don't like when orange or like dyes fade. So I feel like no, I don't need to do that. Especially because the first thing I don't need to do is fry my scalp, which sounds very easy to do with my knowledge on dyes. So that's that on that. That's pretty much the introduction. What do I plan on doing here? That's a great question. I plan on, I don't know, just shooting the shit. I plan on talking about, pop culture. I guess pop culture. I don't really, I just plan on, talking about things that I enjoy talking about and, just having an outlet. Life is all about outlets and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't be streaming like that anymore, but I still want to talk and, vent and get my, my excitement out. So this is going to be my outlet. So let's get into it. Okay, don't mind the stop. I definitely just thought of like my speech teacher. I had a flashback to speech class because every time you would say so, or you would say like, or you would say he would click a button and it was just like click, 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 click. And so if you were doing a presentation and you were hearing the clicking, it was so awkward, not only for me, but also for the presenter, because imagine like you're going through your whole itinerary and all you're hearing is click, you stop, you click, you stop, and you're just in a constant circle of trying to, get out of that little hex, that little cycle of just clicks. So that reminded me of right now when I was like, oh, I'm using like a lot, or I'm using so a lot, or I'm using because a lot. It just, I don't know, it just reminded me of that. I don't know why it took me back, but we're going to go in here with a little quote. The quote I have started is, why do pickles swim in the deep? Mind you, I don't know if it's a quote. I don't know if it's a pun. I don't know if it's a soliloquy. All I know is that it was words that I thought of this morning and it really made me laugh. Is, why do pickles swim in the deep? Because they are sea pickles. I understand. Hold on. I understand it's not funny. I understand it's not funny. But for me, it really, it really got into me. It really, really did. And oh, tapping back on the itinerary, I was also afraid because my speech is definitely going. Like, I don't have things where I have to like really talk. And so my enunciation is going crazy. I remember like 2 days ago, instead of saying 20, I said twinteen, like twin and then teen. So, if you hear stuff like that, just laugh and we can move on forward because I'm most likely cringing inside. But if you know me, it, I have life updates to give y'all. If y'all don't know me, this is a little peek inside my life. As of recent, I've gotten into a coding boot camp, which has taken up all my times for like the past 3 weeks. It has officially started to wipe my ass. Like, it's really dragging me on the floor. It's hanging me up by my knees. It's really doing what it has to do. And so that's really stressful. It's been really stressful. It's a 12-week crash course. And let me tell you something, I've been crashing. I have been falling down this hill and crashing. But I am, persevering. I am a hard worker, so I'm afraid to fail because, girl, that's like 11K in down the drain. So we're definitely in this balls deep head first with a helmet on. So that's neither here nor there. But that's been life. Working on my mental health, doing what I need to do. Honestly, life is definitely difficult, but I don't know, when you have like motivations and shit like that, and you want to like persevere, and you have family and friends, and I have a boyfriend, it just kind of helps me get through life. But it doesn't make life any less hard. Let me see if this audio will pick it up, because I definitely have some yeah, so I have some of those, so that also helps me. But life does not does not get any less difficult. Before we get into the main topics I want to talk about, this is the Olympic debut because it's my favorite time of every 4 years. It's the Olympics. I've really clocked back in. I really tuned back into life with the Olympics. My like little childhood pleasures and excitement of watching the girls perform and swimming and water polo and basketball. I don't watch basketball, but table ping pong, tennis, all these sports that I don't usually watch during the year. I get to finally come together and watch all the best athletes come and do the things. Flip, swim, drown. I don't know who told me this, but can y'all believe that there's lifeguards at the Olympics? Like, I'm actually gonna look up after this when the last time a lifeguard was needed at the Olympics. I understand you could catch a cramp and stuff like that, but I would never return. If I ever needed a lifeguard at the Olympics, I promise, swimming would be done. It would be done. It would be over for me. Chops, find a new one. Find a new sport. Water polo, we come. So I was just thinking about that. But we're going to start off with the shout out corner. I have a couple of people to shout out. We're going to go into a couple of songs I've been listening to as well. Just to pick it up a bit. So my shout out corner starts with Cup of Noodles. She released a new YouTube video today. And by today, I mean this will be up by today. So it's very current. It's Outlast Part 1. Even though she knows what she did and I'm still mad at her. But I know it's going to be great. I'm going to watch it after I get done with this. And it's gonna be a good time. So please go check out her YouTube channel. It's great. I'll link in the description. Everything else will be linked in the description as well. My next and last shout out corner, unless I can think of one, is Denzi. Denzi has a podcast on his stream. He also has a stream he, uses. I just want to shout him out because apparently, not apparently, we're podcast brothers. He started his back up. I'm starting mine back up. So, why not support other people? He's one of my best friends at this point. So, go support him. I'll definitely link him in the description as well. So, that's all I have for the shout out corner. Let me think. Anybody need to be shouted out? I don't think so. Not I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people, but I don't know right now. So we're gonna keep it pushing. Some songs I've been into as of recent. Y'all are probably gonna like hold your horses, but I finally listened to Hotels by Jasmine Sullivan in full. I know I'm like, I think what, 2 years late, maybe. Bitch, I don't know how late I am, but I'm really late. But I just never got around to it. I never got around to like listening to that album in its entirety. So I've now been stuck on an old ass song, which is BPW, which is Best Pussy in the World. It's timeless. I don't know. It's just, it makes you feel the things. It makes you ooze, it makes you feel it. You gonna shake your titties or something. Like, you really, it's really them talking they shit. Like, I definitely have the best one in the world. Some come and get at me. You can never find another. It just makes you feel real nice. But the last time I had an experience like this where it was an old album that I was just playing through and through was when Self-Titled came out. I didn't buy Self-Titled when, when it came out originally. Because remember, Beyonce shut Self-Titled down. You could not find it anywhere. Every what is it, bootleg, gone. It was taken down immediately. Any music video, gone. So I don't know. I caught it in passing. I don't know. It was really such a struggle back then. Like, it was definitely giving MP3, downloads on your phone. I didn't do it because, teehee, I like being of legal standing. But, it definitely was giving that back then. And honestly, then what is it? The deluxe edition came out, which is like what, 5 more songs? I need to stop saying which is like what, that's, and so, and because. But not here nor there. But the album's like the self-titled deluxe album came out and it had like 5 extra songs. And I bought the album. And when I tell you I played that bitch out, like I had it just came out, just dropped. And I remember I was listening to it so often and singing about it so often. The fact that bitch would be like, girl, this album is not new. And I'm like, but it's new to me. It's definitely new to me. So I've definitely had that moment with this Jasmine Sullivan album. So that was nice. That was a nice little listen to. My second one is out of 3. My second one is Troye Sivan, One of the Girls. And that song, or One of Your Girls, that song really just has a real big impact on me because as a gay man, you just, when you're younger and you don't get that love, we're going to talk about this on another day. I'm going to bring Pride up here and we're going to talk about what it's like being a homosexual in, the days of the United States of America. But sometimes you just want to be one of the girls. Like, please notice me. If you ever need me, like, please give me attention because I'm just one of the girls. Like, I'm just the girl. Like, so that's another one. I listen to that quite often. And then my last one was Forgive Me by Chloe and Halle. That song has been out since 2020. I remember I gagged when the music video came out. It's my favorite song from them. It's probably my favorite song for them ever. It's just a great song. The music and the production and the intro fading into it, the lyrics, the angst to it, it really does what it needs to do for me. So let's get into the main topics of this podcast for the day. Hopefully I don't run through it too fast. I'm going to try to make these at least a little bit longer. So I have this big ass itinerary of things I can talk about, which I hope I can make it through most, but I just want to make it through some to where you actually have something to listen to. And it's not me going in 20 minutes like, hey, all right, bye. So the first thing on my roster doesn't really have anything to do with me, but House of Dragon 2 is coming to an end soon. I think the season finale is coming out. I don't know. I don't know. I'm supposed to watch House of Dragon, but I was told to watch Game of Thrones first. And Game of Thrones, I thought was just like the longest thing. When something has like a lot of seasons, it's always very daunting. It's always like, I don't want to start this because this is going to be a time commitment, like a really big time commitment. Come to find out, Game of Thrones seasons are like 8 episodes. I was like, well, had I known this, I would have definitely started a long, long time ago. But the prequel, I think this is, it's coming to an end. I've heard a lot of crazy things about this show from my friends who watch it. It seems like a hell of a time. Uh, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it in the future because maybe I'll watch it. And by then everyone should have watched it. So then one could be like, oh no, you spoiled it for me. I ain't spoiling nothing because I'm late. I'm late to the party. I ain't seen it. So, but yeah, so that's coming to an end. So if you're a fan of House of Dragon, you're probably sad, but you're probably excited, but maybe sad too. I don't know if they're renewing for a new season, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot like murder, incest, foot fetishes, incest. Like it just seems to be a lot going on. Like your sisters, your sister's wife. Now you're killing your father. It just seems like a lot, and it seems like I would really enjoy it. But I have to start somewhere first, and I want to start with Game of Thrones. And then the next thing on our like nice little media little hill we're going on is Long Legs. Now I have a very ample and opinionated feeling on Long Legs. Long Legs was portrayed to be the scariest movie of the decade, the scariest movie of the year. It was supposed to wipe out records. Like I was so excited because I feel like a lot of scary movies now run in the same format of like, oh boo, it's a jump scare. Like it's like really anticipated, or like you can kind of read it. Like I feel like the last one that I could not read was Smile because I didn't know where the hell that direction was going. I didn't know if she was gonna kick it, if she wasn't gonna kick it. Smile was the first movie, like not the first, but the most recent movie that really scared the shit out of me, honestly, because it was just done so well. Honestly, it really was. And I know people have other opinions. Like I know Pride doesn't. I don't think he likes that movie like that. So, but I do. It's a really good movie. So I had some high expectations coming into Long Legs with Nicolas Cage. And boy, oh boy, when I tell you I was disappointed to all hell. Now I will give them this. This introduction, the introduction of that movie it's a fab girl. It's a nice 10 out of 10. I didn't know where we were going. And I was so interested on where we were going. It was not even funny. It took me. The visuals were great. The story was great. It started off with a bang, a literal bang, quite literally a bang. And so I was really excited going into the rest of the movie. Usually after that, you have some sort of setup. You usually are going through, like, oh no, what's going on? Like, you have some setup going on. You have some research going on. The main character was, I don't know how to describe the character. She's kind of like one of those disillusioned, which I know is not a word. Don't. She's like removed. Like, people have emotions, people have social cues. She's kind of like one of those people that are just like really smart and are kind of unaware or like dissolved from that, or obscured from that. So she definitely stands out as a character, as she is to herself. She's very knowledgeable. She doesn't like to say how she feels or her feelings, and it's just, I don't know, it's that on that. So we're going through with her the research with her. There's signs, there's long leg clues, which are dropping notes, like, so it's looking like it's going to be a good movie, right? But you ever have a movie where the research never ends and the story never picks up? That's how I felt about this movie. It was so, and it had acts. There was like 3 acts to it. And you would think with the acts it would get better and better. Act 1 was chef's kiss. It was really eating it for me. Act 2 is when the descent started to happen. Because usually when you go through acts, Act 2 is like, oh, this is the, like, not the climax, but we're getting higher. And then on Act 3, it crashes down, and you get to the end of the story, and you're like, wow, I have some sort of satisfaction. What isn't supposed to happen is Act 1 being the highest act of the fucking movie, and then everything else being downhill. And it was weird. It was scary. A lot of people are like, oh, it was so unsettling. I don't know how you can go to sleep after watching that. I slept perfectly fine. Yeah, I slept like a baby in my bed, no issues. So it didn't really have that effect on me personally. I could kind of see it. It is kind of weird. It's not weird in the sense that it's scary. It's just weird in the sense of like, what the fuck is going on? That's what it's weird in the sense of like, you have Nicolas Cage out here running around looking like a botched, like, I don't know, like a botched victim. Like, he is a victim of this botching. He's in this makeup. He has this pale face on. He's running around giggling, screaming in cars, screaming at kids. It's just delivering boxes. It doesn't make sense at all. It really doesn't. And 4, mind you, he was the best part of the film for me. He was the funniest. he was the, I'm not gonna say the best actor, but the main character was definitely one noted. It was definitely a flat note throughout the whole movie. So he was like the attraction. And by the time we got to Act Three, whatever build up they were trying to do, it fell flat. And it was an open ending. Like, you didn't know, no one knew what was going on. And I bet they didn't know what was going on in the movie board either. So I don't know. That branding itself was not only the biggest catfish of life, but it really did the it did the movie a disservice. It could have been just fine as like a regular movie, like, ooh, it's a nice suspenseful. They could have marketed different. It's a suspenseful crime type of beat with some scary aspects. I feel like that would have been a better, excuse me, Bert. I feel like that would have been a better, representation of the movie. It would have gave it a better picture. People would have expected less because I was expecting to go in there and get my shit rocked, honestly. But that didn't happen. So it fell higher. It was more of a disappointment from there. So long legs for me. I tried not to spoil it. I gave some sort of hint here and there. You're gonna pick them up once you see the movie, so it's not like it's gonna really matter. But yeah, the climax or the ending of it was not cute. It was giving. If I gave it out of 10, what would I give it? I'm trying not to be overly mean, but it's giving like maybe a three, maybe a four. My honest answer is a two, but there was probably some aspects about that was really cute. I mean, the intro was cute, and so was Nicolas Cage, singing and bopping around and talking about bitches letting me in. Like, I guess I was cute, so I guess like a three, but it's not memorable. If it was out of five, it'd been a one. So, but neither here nor there. Movies flop. I wouldn't even say this one flopped. I don't know how it's doing on the box office, but for me, it was a flop. A movie I will likely forget in these upcoming years. But other people like it, and that's all that matters. There's always a demographic of people. There's always a party of people who are really into it, and I love that for y'all. It's just not me. And now we're going to get into the Olympics. We are in the Olympic year 2024. The last Olympic year was like 2021 because of COVID. So we are in this new Olympic year. And I've been so excited. It's in Paris. There's been some controversies. There's been some good moments. There's been some low moments. It's always so sad seeing people lose. Watching people lose and like get their dreams crushed, like second place or they're out in semifinals. It's so sad. It's so sad. And I don't like watching it. But also seeing the moments where someone's dream does come true is also so heartwarming. I went back and I watched a lot of Olympic moments where people became champions, and that was like their most vulnerable moment. It's so happy. Like, I'm so happy for them. They've worked so hard, but that doesn't mean that the other people didn't work hard. It's just that wasn't their moment, and they don't give out participation awards at the Olympics. So, no, we all come to do a job. Sometimes you do the job, sometimes you don't do the job. So that's neither here nor there, but this is a new year of Olympics. I've watched more of this Olympics than I have in my entire life. Usually I'm only a gymnastics girl. I usually only fuck with like women's gymnastics. And I was gonna come up here and yap about women's gymnastics to y'all for like 30 minutes. But I decided like let's spice it up. Let's really spice it up. So I have a list of things. I didn't realize that there was going to be a mascot of the Olympics, and the last mascot you would have told me was, wait, what is that sentence? The last mascot I would have thought would have been a mascot is Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has been at many events. He's been wearing American tees. He's been looking out for freaking athletes, like Olympics champions. He's present, and he's like a big fan of like a lot of things, and you just see him everywhere. So I was not expecting that man to be a quote unquote mascot of the Olympics. Everyone's noticing it. He's getting a lot of coverage from it. He's a mascot, and that was the last person I would have thought to be a mascot. But speaking of celebrities, if you know anything about Beyonce has been outside more than like this year than like any other year, allegedly in these past couple years, because we got the Renaissance tour, then we got part two. We got part two merch. She's been outside with her hairline. Now she's opening up the promotion for the USA Olympics. And it is definitely It was definitely a spectacle. It was definitely a spectacle to watch, watching her do it. I wasn't expecting her to do it. She shouted out a lot of athletes that deserve to get shouted out, like Simone Biles, Sha'Carri Richardson. There was a lot of ones. There was a lot of them ones. Katie Ledecky. It was a good promotion. And for Beyonce fans, it was definitely a surprising one, at least for me. At least for me, I was not expecting her to be on that. But, a great promo. She's also been sending out care packages. She sent out a care package to at least, what is it, Jordan Childs, which is another women's gymnast. Let's see. Team gold medalist and floor bronze medalist Jordan Childs. I was trying to think of the medals because we're gonna get into the medal count of all this shit. But for right now, she was sending out care packages and everything. She's been really present as of recent, which I was really surprised about. Honestly, really surprised. So the next one I want to get into is, I think, let's get into France's funky ass wall. I was gonna name that the episode, but I don't. You know what? That's not a great way to start. That's not a great way to start a podcast. But if you do not know what's going on, I don't know. I think it's a river. I did think it's a river. It's a large body of water that like has a bridge over. I think it's a river, a lake. It's not a lake. Maybe it's the sea. I don't know what it is. But there's this large body of water in France that's disgusting. That's dirty. That's that's really bad. It was really bad before the Olympics, right? And then I don't know who government official. I don't know if it's the Senate. It's not the Senate. I don't know who in France is running that bitch. But all I know is that he said that he was going to swim in that body of water before the Olympics started, right? It was set on a specific date, and he didn't run. First of all, he didn't end up swimming in that water, and the water that they quote unquote called clean was still dirty. So the rebellion that France gave, they put a bunch of toilets. They put a bunch of toilets in this body of water, and it's got to shitting in this water. I'm telling you, there's even toilets like lined up along the sides. They started throwing shit in that pool. They started peeing in that body of water. I call it the pool. Jeez, it's not a pool. And it's crazy. It's wild. And it's wild. And you want to know what's even crazier? People are still having to swim in this water with all this biohazardous waste, like shit. I'm sorry, you couldn't pay me enough. You could not pay me enough. I don't care what event I got qualified for. I'm not swimming in shitty water. I just can't, because I swear it takes one. It could be a piece of kelp. It could be like a little itty bitty piece of trash. If I kick something and it feels remotely like a foreign, unknown substance, I'm just gonna die. There's no getting out the pool. I'm just dying. Like if it gets in my mouth and I smell a funky taste and a smell, I'm done. Like I'm just sinking. I'm sinking to the bottom, and I'm never coming back up. Cause what do you mean? I'm not swimming with the shits. It's supposed to be swimming with the fishes. I'm not swimming with the turds. I'm not doing that. So thoughts and prayers for everyone else who's out there competing. I saw this picture of a man throwing up because of the waters. And it made me feel so bad, honestly, because imagine you worked your whole life to get to these Olympics. You done did your ones and twos. You done practice for however many hours you practice. You done built your body up, broke your body down, built your mental up, broke it down. Now you're going up into the most nerve-wracking time of your life where you could potentially accomplish a great feat. Mind you, being Olympian it's already a great feat, but the girls don't really be seeing that. They don't. The America be acting like, I don't know, America and just the world. They be acting like it's a small feat to be an Olympian, and you have to be like bring home a medal or some hardware. Like none of y'all. You know what? Let me no. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. But but it's so hard seeing them come and like try to fulfill their dreams, and now they're in shitty water. They are in boots. Like they oh, I could not imagine. I could not imagine. Thoughts and prayers. I hope their immune systems is like rough and tough, because I can't imagine. Like imagine getting dysentery. Like how does that work? Could I sue France? Like could I sue the Olympics? Like if it could be proven that I got dysentery or some sort of disease or like infection from, could I sue? Because I don't feel like that's right morally. It isn't right, but I guess the Olympics move on, as they like to say, life moves on. So if you are one of those people, I am so sorry. Thoughts and prayers. So I'm gonna go through, a couple of people that, maybe have won, a couple of countries that have won. They're in sports I definitely don't know about. So it's gonna be a very, very brisk overlay, a very brisk overview of it. So at the top, I'm sorry if I mispronounce anybody's name. We have Laos Lean. He won the 100-meter race by 0.005 seconds, which is actually crazy to me. It's crazy that that is the difference between a gold medal and a silver medal, and how literally every microsecond, what is that, tenth, hundred, thousandth of a second really matters. Like, if he took a breath and he stopped for like 1 second, it wouldn't have been him getting a gold. He might have got a silver, he might have gotten a bronze. That could completely took him out of contention. So the fact that he won that by like literally the skim of his teeth, not even that, the fucking fingernail off of the pinky. It's like, it's crazy. So I'm happy for him. He won gold. Congratulations. That is an amazing feat. That is a amazing story, honestly. Not a lot of people can say I won the Olympic gold medal by 0.005 seconds. That's definitely a memorable moment. People are going to remember you when they talk about you in the future. They're going to talk about how you're a gold medalist and how you really persevered. That's a great perseverance story. So congratulations to Lyles. The next one on my list is that U.S. water polo moves to quarterfinals with swim ball. That's why I called it swim ball. Funny enough, there's a lot of sports I feel like are easy on a paper ground, but they're not easy to comprehend. Water polo, I can get it. It's like water soccer, which again, treading on water, I don't understand. I don't understand how you could do that. I would think, that's scary. Treading water is scary, and I'm a swimmer. I can swim pretty well. I definitely got under my 30 and my 50 freeze, and I got under a minute at the very last minute for my 100 meters. Like, I swim, right? I don't know if I could do that. Because swimming and like treading water and throwing balls, having the coordination to move with your feet, throw something with your arms, and stay afloat with your shoulders and your feet and your abs is crazy to me. Let alone, I don't know how long the matches are, let alone doing that for a whole match. That's how I know they built. A lot of people got sleeper builds in the Olympics. They are built. They are strong. They are strong individuals. So they have moved on to the quarterfinals. I don't know. It wasn't Croatia, right? I don't think it was Croatia. You know what? I don't know who it was, but congratulations. They moved on to the quarterfinals. That's a great thing. Hopefully they go for the gold. Congratulations to anybody that's placing. I really do think it's a great honor. Like, I know it's like USA, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. But I feel like anybody winning a medal is a great story. It's a great accomplishment. I really appreciate when other people like win. That's the whole part of competition. If the USA won everything or Great Britain won everything, what would be the point? They're just gonna clean sweep. So I really do love the diversity that there is there, and like the unification. Like, this is the closest we're gonna get to world peace. I heard that somewhere, don't know where, but this is the closest we're gonna get to world peace. Is everybody coming together, watching some sports, cheering for their teams. I don't know if racism does happen at the Olympics, because somebody was definitely curving. I think it was a Chinese coach giving, like, what is it? I don't know. What's it called? Like a high five, a high five acknowledgement. There we go. And he just walks right past them. So racism is definitely still prevalent over there, but it's a close assimilation of people coming together to support their countries and in the love of the Olympics. But moving forward, China wins gold medal for China. I really did that. China wins gold medal for China. I bet they did. China wins gold medal for synchronized 3-meter diving. I think that's what it is. I think it's 3-meter. It's a 3M diving board, if that makes sense. They won it, and they did it with a great score. I believe the score was 94.7. I believe. I wrote that down. I believe that's the score. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I don't do sports. This is not a sports podcast, but this is a sports episode. So they won. Congratulations on that. And Japan beats I was about to say Italy. Italy goes crazy. They beat Italy in fencing foils. I think that's supposed to be fencing. But they did say foils. I will be honest, they did say foils. I didn't know what a foil was. The last foil I thought it was like aluminum foil. So I can't really say I'm that aware of fencing. And honestly, fencing is one of those sports where I thought would be really easy to comprehend. I definitely looked it up, right? I didn't even look it up. I definitely like tapped in because I went into like little sections, and I definitely like went on the YouTube channel, see what was going on, see whose clips were really catching my eye. And Japan beating Italy was so confusing to me. Not because I'm like, oh, I'm confused on how they won. I'm confused on how any of them play. Mind you, I did have a question. Do you think those little swords hurt? Or the little foy, I don't know what they're called. The little flingy swords. Do you think they hurt? Like I know someone got like poked in the nuts, I think at the last Olympics. But like do they hurt when you I don't think they are like hurtful. I think they only hurt you emotionally if you lose. But they won. There's like I don't know. There's like anchors. They're like caught up on bungee cords. They're like moving forward, moving back. I don't really know. I That's something I feel like I should really understand, and it's like self-explanatory. I know nothing about that sport, and I love that for them. I don't love that for me. Maybe I'll do some research. Next, I don't know, next quarter, next Olympic year, maybe I'll do some research and really get into it. But as for right now, congratulations, Japan. Love that for y'all. You better work. And oh, I guess the main course is going to be women's gymnastics. That's my expertise. We already went through, yeah, men's gymnastics and women's gymnastics. That's gonna be the cream of the crop for me. But before we get into that, I just want to say every bitch with an article, you could choke. You could really. Okay, I'm opening and closing my AirPods case, so I didn't know if they're and they make a sound, so I didn't know if it was gonna give like I didn't know it was gonna get to chirping, so I had to take my headset off and really make sure that I it wasn't popping and chirping in your ear because that would have been real annoying for me. But it still would have went up regardless. But I hate every bitch making an article about anything because you know what I can't keep up with? Medals and results. I can't do it. Every time I try to sneak around and be like, oh, like, what's the medal count for? Da da da. They'll be like, okay, Lezecki won this race, and you scroll down, it's like da da da. Like, it's so hard to just find a medal count. And I'm on that peacock, I'm on that cockatoo, cockadoodle doo, like format, and I'm trying to see the highlights, and I literally have to go to each event to see who won, or like each snippet to see who won, and it's nasty work. It really is nasty work because I was trying to find the medal count and who won what of like gymnastics, but I couldn't. So it's gonna be a nice little speculation. It's gonna be a nice little guessing game that we have here. See if I can have good memory or I can remember things. So let's get into the women's gymnastics of the Olympic sports. Let me tell you something. I have always loved gymnastics. I loved it since I saw Gabby Douglas when I was like, what? That was in 2012? Yeah, 2012. When I saw her eating it up and chewing it, I was like, I want to do that, right? So I was like, work. I'm going to get on this an even bar. I'm going to get on this balance beam. I'm about to chew it. Come to find out, to my surprise, I would have to do men's gymnastics. Mind you, that's another thing we're not going to get into. There's a lot of like debate about trans athletes, and there's a lot of debate about intersex or like having extra chromosome or just high testosterone. There's a lot. I'm not going to get into that because, girl, that we're going to. Girl, it doesn't even matter. They're gonna have this argument regardless. They're gonna have this argument. Everything be going smooth and fair as usual. Like, but everyone's gonna girl. Anyways, moving on. So I had to find out that I was gonna have to do men's gymnastics, which is not really it's artistic in the sense of like, ooh, this is really hard or really difficult, but it's not artistic in the fact of like it being gentle and I get to do leaps and I get to twirl and I get to work this balance beam and I get to look really kind on these uneven bars. It's not like that. So I was stuck with being a gymnastics not gymnastics, a gymnast in the male's gymnastics, it was fun. It was definitely fun. I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed the camaraderie more than I enjoyed the swimming, but I think I enjoyed the swimming more than I did gymnastics. But either way, I am a gymnast. I was a gymnast. I here am a gymnast, so I definitely appreciate gymnastics. And finally, the men have been eating it, honestly. The men have been chewing it, no shade. Because I don't know when the last time they won a medal in the team finals, but they finally got bronze. They got bronze, and I was really surprised. I was really surprised. Usually it's Japan, it's China. They've been wiping it for years. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what goes on in them them countries. Yeah, them countries, but they've been putting the work on us for a good minute, and I love that. Honestly, I love all of the gymnasts that come out. They're all really good. They're all really talented. So that's nice. Getting into the women's gymnastics, the USA has went and done it again. They've done it. They've done their big one. Simone Biles, Jordan Childs, Suni Lee, Jade Carey, and Hazley. So sorry, I don't remember that one's name. I'm so sorry, so sorry, so sorry. But they've all come together to reclaim the team gold. We have always gotten team golds for I think a certain amount of years, like since 2012, because we won the team gold in 2012, won it in 2016. Last Olympics, we took a break. We got a silver medal, which was fine. It was a very interesting predicament. Simone Biles was going through the thing called the twisties, which she was having trouble competing some of her skills. She was having a mental health like time. It was a lot on her physically and mentally. So she proceeded to step out of the Olympics, which cute. She then went to go get a bronze in balance beam at the end of that very last day. But the women's gymnastics team, they stepped up. They did what they need to do. The heavy hitter was out of the game and they still reclaimed the silver. So it's still applause for them. But they came back on their redemption tour. They got the gold medal. They reclaimed the gold medal in the team finals again. And what? And what, Philip? And what? Okay, there we go. Simone Biles has also reclaimed gold in in all around. In Sunisa Lee, the all around reigning champion, she got bronze, which was really a tearjerker. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be so honest. When Suni Lee won the all around, she held it down for the United States for yet another year since 2008, I believe. Yeah, 2008. Yeah, I think 2008. So she held it down for the girls, which was really great. Was really proud of her. And now that Simone Biles and Rebecca were back in the mix, it's looking a little steep. So it really was a battle for bronze. And there was like three people that were tied going into the last rotation. And Suni Lee was in that mixture of like ties. And I'll never forget it. I was watching during class like a bum bitch. I was watching it during class, but I wasn't missing it for the world. She went out there and she gave the best routine of her life. She got the bronze. I cried, which shouldn't be surprising. As you can tell, I definitely do cry over a nice, soppy, warm moment. But she did such an amazing job. So congratulations on getting that bronze medal. Congratulations, Simone, on going back and reclaiming that all-around title. The two-time all-around title holder. She is I think, yeah, at this point, she's the second gymnast that's had the most medals in gymnastics, I believe. It's how that she has the most gymnast medals at this moment from the Olympics. That's how we're going to put it. And let's not go into the resume afterwards to worlds, national championships, international assignments. We don't have to get into that one. But she's the GOAT. She did what she needed to do. I feel like she proved herself and did all of her goals, which was really nice. The team then went to go. What did they like to do? They went to proceed to go, and I think Jade Carey got a medal in vault. Simone went first place in vault. Suni Lee went third place in uneven bars. We didn't have a balance beam placement, but according to press, that's because they kept a completely quiet room during beam routines, and that's not usually normal. They usually do music. There's usually like people like scurrying around. There's usually background noise, right? But according to the girls, there was no background anything. It was just cameras flashing, people shushing other people, and then chanting the USA or chanting whatever country. Yeah, you know what? Geography really fucks me up sometimes. I'm really trying my best not to say continent because I know it's not a continent, but I'm just making sure I'm on my P's and Q's when it comes to countries versus continents. So yeah, it was just apparently a very interesting beam final. So sadly, we did not place in the beam final, but honestly, girl, good job to the girls that did place. Never, never a small feat. I am not a nationalist like that where I'm like, damn, USA didn't win. Fuck it. Like, no, I'm definitely not. There was definitely this girl from Algeria in the unevens bars final, and I believe the runner up, I believe she was Japanese. I believe. Please forgive me if I'm wrong. From the top of my memory, she was Japanese. But regardless, they went 1 and 2 in the uneven bars final, and they carry some beautiful, beautiful routines. It was amazing to see, amazing to watch. The girl who won, she was actually supposed to be like, she's French. She lives in France, but the way that the nice little federation or the government of France said, "Bitch, you can choke," they never reauthorized her to go back to to training with the French. So she went back to her home country. I don't know home country. Her dad's from Algeria. There we go. She went back to Algeria, and she reclaimed. She got a gold medal for the country, and it was the first gold medal ever to be done in Algeria, or like claimed in Algeria. Which, congratulations, love that for you. Another thing that came up is Rebecca Andrade, Brazilian gymnast. She has the most medals of any Brazilian athlete, I believe. Honestly, I think it's any athlete. She won gold in floor. She's been giving Simone a little run for her money, which is really nice to see because Simone has been dominating ever since then. Ever since she came out, honestly. So it's nice to see her have a little competition in sweat. She scurried her out by floor. She got the gold. She got the silver on all around. I believe Brazil got either a silver or bronze on the team. But she's been eating it. She's been eating it. Jordan Childs, she came in a bronze after a recount because they definitely got the difficulty wrong. So they had to do a reevaluation of her difficulty. She then placed into bronze. Really beautiful moment. Simone Biles and Jordan Childs. Biles and Childs are really good. Like, they're really good friends. They're, I don't know, like best friends. They're like sisters. It's like watching two sisters, which is really nice. And so had like sharing that moment with them, or seeing like all the gymnasts and everybody just having these nice little moments with each other. It was great. Even athletes in general, it was amazing. It's amazing to see. It's amazing to watch. It was really heartwarming for me. And honestly, I feel like that's really, we're not done. So I'm going to look up how to say his name real quick, because one thing I won't be doing is embarrassing myself. But, let's see. Hopefully they say in the first 2 minutes. Well, I don't know if you can hear my stomach growling, but I hope you can, because it's disgusting. It's nasty work. Okay, let's see. Let us see. I probably should have done research beforehand, but we're not going to talk about that. Don't mind me. Steven. Okay. Steven. Okay, there we go. Okay, yep. So there we go. Steven. Steven, I'm not gonna pronounce his last name because I don't know whose it is, but it's definitely Nedoroscik. I'm that SC is what really gets me. I'm not even gonna try. Not even gonna try, because who am I? Who am I to embarrass myself? Who am I? Whomst am I? So, anyway, Steven, American gymnast, goes out there and he wins the bronze medal on pommel horse. Congratulations. I don't know that much about when the last time we got an individual medal. I think Sam McCulloch did one in 2012 or like 2016. But congratulations. That is a huge feat in men's gymnastics, because let me tell you, that competition is steep over there. It's real steep. One false move and now you're going home with a bag and tears, honestly. So congratulations, Steven, on winning the bronze on pommel horse. This sounds like a sports podcast, and just know this will never happen again. Maybe, but never. But the main reason we're talking about him is because Steven became the flavor of the week. The flavor of the week. A lot of people have been really gagging at this man. They said he's the Clark Kent of gymnastics, where he like has glasses on, and he puts a jacket on, and he looks like one of the coaches, and he takes the jacket off and is swole and buff and in a leotard. No, it's not leotard. It's not leotard. It's one of them things. But singlets. There we go. Jesus, singlet. He's in a singlet. And so the girls have been really swooning over him. They they I don't know. They have. It's not my flavor of the week, but he's definitely attractive and I can see the appeal. I love that for him. He won a bronze. He's getting the recognition he deserves. It's bringing a lot of people in gymnastics. He's getting a lot of weird DMs, as usually people do when they are becoming the flavor of the week. So I don't know. He hit a stride in popularity while also winning a medal. I don't understand how he can go wrong with that one. But my opinion on the Clark Kent comment was that I don't know about that one. I don't know. I don't really know about that one. While Superman, he was in glasses in the, in that job. What he wasn't was goofy and a nerd. I can say that he's goofy and a nerd. He's really cute. He's really appealing. Like he seems fun to be around. He seems fun. Probably a great addition to to the team. Clark was tearing bitches out the frame though. He was taking that suit out and ending bitches, knocking up aliens like it was nobody's business. So I can understand in the sense of he takes his glasses off. Now his superpower is he's on the pommel horse, which it is. It is. I can see it in that sense. But that was the first thing I thought of when everyone was like, "Oh my God, Clark Kent." That double CK is really not good for me. But yeah, Clark really being him, I was a little apprehensive on. But I can see it. I can see it. Regardless of what I think. Regardless, that man's strong. He won a medal. Everyone gave him his ones and twos. It was during an event final. He ate it. No shit, he ate it. So, congratulations. And, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy birthday. And let's see, is there... Oh, this is going to be my last topic for today. In this podcast, we can go over some things, do a nice little synopsis, maybe look at the future. Let's look at the future after this. But let me tell you, my mouth has been dry. It's been so dry. So I'm so sorry if I sound like I have been chewing on sand. I'm so sorry if you've heard the bass of my freaking stomach. Don't worry, I'm getting Jack in the Box afterwards. Don't even worry about it, sweet pea. I will handle that whole food thing afterwards. But one thing I do need to ask is what the fuck is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with men? What's with y'all in having everything in sandalwood and leather? Sandalwood. I've seen sandalwood candles, shampoos, conditioners, soaps, deodorant. Hell, bitch, I don't know, like rugs. Like everything is sandalwood. And I've always been so confused. It's either like sandalwood or like leather or like Old Spice or like, Old Spice isn't that offensive. You know what was offensive? Axe. Axe deodorant and body spray it was horrendous. I remember that whole phase. I remember the bitches in the locker room just spraying it down. Like you would have thought they were putting on like insect repellent. The way they sprayed Axe on themselves. It was nasty work. It was just, it would burn in your nostrils. It was disgusting. But neither here nor there. But what is with y'all in that flavor? That flavor, that scent. Hell, at this point, it tastes, because y'all might as well just suck on the sandalwood at this point. Because what even is sandalwood? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. But I am not a person that uses sandalwood. But I am an observer of people who do use sandalwood. I do know people who use sandalwood. I think my boyfriend has sandalwood, a candle, and body wash. So it's always just a little interesting seeing sandalwood and the impact it has on men. So, question of the day, if you know why sandalwood or where sandalwood came from, please let me know. Is that like the soft linen or the cherry blossom of soaps and women's deodorants? Like, is that what it is? Is that just the one that pops? Like, I need to know. I really do need to know. But that is everything on my list for today. Oh, no, it's not. I lied. Boots. Boots. This is actually the main topic. The main topic, I should have said this way earlier, because now we're at the end. But guess what? We in for a good time. If you made it this far, thank you. Now we're about to get into Grinder. No shade. We're going to get into Grinder. This is where all the gays are at, the homosexuals. But you know who's not being gay and homosexual? The bitches in the Olympics. They are not, because they shut down the location, the Explorer, people finding you finding people. They shut it down. They shut that all the way down. Now the reasoning, cute. The reasoning is really cute. They said privacy, no location, no explorer, no nothing. If an athlete is not out or comes from a country where being LGBTQ is dangerous or illegal, using Grindr can put them at risk of being outed by curious individuals who may try to identify and expose them on the app. Okay, makes sense. All the while, it makes sense. My first question was, if you are from a country that is illegal to be gay, I don't know why are you on Grindr? Like, I understand you want to get your ones and twos, but Grindr is crazy. It's nasty work, honestly. And I know they're probably like, "Ooh, we done escaped the motherland. We are about to go we about to do our due deals." I know it's probably like that, but damn, like, I hate that. I really do hate that. But I love that for y'all. But I hate that. I hate that y'all don't get to experience that. But I love that y'all don't get to experience that because you could have, girl, jail, hung up. Like, it's dangerous out here in these streets. I'm going to be honest. So I'm glad they are worrying about the people's privacy. Because, people are nasty people. People are nasty work. They'll do it just for the satisfaction. So that is one vein to look at it. Another vein is, I hate that for y'all as Olympians, because imagine getting an Olympic medal, or you find this Olympian in the village, or you live right next to you live in like a 10-meter radius or something like that, or 10 feet. I don't know. I don't really know measurements like that. Maybe they're like 30 steps away, or maybe like 60 steps away. There we go. Maybe like 5/10 of a mile, like they're close, right? Imagine winning a medal, or you're a nice little piece of work at home. You're trying to find an Olympian, and you can't get you a piece. You cannot get you a piece of an Olympian. That's crazy. And I feel more bad for the Olympians, because that's the biggest way. That's the best way to get your beans in there, like to really put the coins in the purse. Being like, "Honey, I am an Olympian. I just won my gold medal. I won a bronze medal. I done this, that, and the third. Hell, I'm an Olympian. I am an Olympian." Because, some people are status chasers. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't swoon over an Olympian, but I'm not saying that I would either. But it sucks. Like, imagine having the best meat of your life. You done won gold. Your dreams come true. You done had a nice meal. Filet mignon on a lobster tail over some spinach, right? Great. So the only best way to get back into it is go back to your hotel room and get some bussy, or get some pussy, get some dick. I don't know. Whatever you want to get into some mouth. Like, I don't know. Like, imagine going home and being like, what would top this day right on off that. And now you can't do that. You can't do that anymore. Congratulations on your medal, but you won't be doing that here on this platform, which I believe there's other platforms. I think there's Sniffies. There's a bunch of apps that sound very interesting that I don't know about, because I'm not really a girl like that. But we can get into that afterwards. But yeah, I really do hate that for y'all. But I love that for y'all. But it's like one of those shit ins, shit don'ts. Like, shit in, shit out. It's, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You are safe, and the bitches don't know your whereabouts. You might not get stabbed, or you might not get approached by a bunch of people you don't want to get approached. But at the end of the day, girl, when you get in your ones and twos, you can find another Olympian. Olympians sleeping with Olympians. Someone write a book about it. Like, I know they be getting their ones and twos in there. So it really is sad that they can't do their due deals. I wish that there was no. That would be unfair. I was going to say an option so we could select what country you're from and it'd be okay. But that still gets into the privacy, the location, So I guess that's fine. But we can get into this on another day. I'm not really a Grindr girl. I am too anxious and ooh, baby, anxiety runs. But it's really cute. When I used to go on my first dates, I used to shake. Like, I would have to blast my heat. Mind you, it'd be like 8 degrees outside. Mind you, in the middle of the night. I would have to blast my heat because I would get the shakes because I was so nervous about whatever was going on. I still have that now, but seeing as I'm in a long-term relationship, girl, I see that, girl, you're the man around the block. I see you girl, I know it's you. But I used to shake like when I would go on dates. So Grindr being Grindr, and I don't want to get stabbed. I don't want to get an STI. Like, I don't know you bitches. Like, it's crazy. Now, I will say one time it was a little cute. I did see a nice little piece. Got me a nice little piece of something. But it was just because I was feeling explorative. Like a long time ago, there was this guy, no face, no girl, it was bad. No face, no condom. Like, he just gave me a location. He was like, "Come get into the semi." I was like, wait, no shade. A semi truck sounds fat. It doesn't. I know it's not fat, but it sounds like a good time. Now, of course, I didn't do it because I don't want to get robbed. I don't want to get stabbed. I am black in America. I don't want to get like lynched or anything. I'm also really anxious. I'm gonna worry about every this, that, and the third afterwards. So it's not even gonna matter. I'm gonna be mad in it, mad out of it, mad before it. So I don't choose to do it, but your grinder's never been for me. I don't believe it. Now, if it's for you, girl, do your ones and twos. I don't care. I don't care. I just think it's it's just a little dangerous at times. I believe the way it's handled is a little dangerous. But if people like to live their life on the edge, who am I? Who am I to judge? Who am I? So that's all I have to say. I'm so sorry for the Olympians who don't get no hole. Congratulations to the Olympians that got that gold. Wait, no shade. Oh, wait, no shade. That was a rhyme. That was a bar. I'm sorry. I hope didn't just scream in your ear like that. But besides the point. So, this is gonna be the end of this episode. We made it a nice way in. I feel like this was a good starting point. It was a good starting point. I had a lot of fun. If my stomach was not touching my back, I would have been cool. I would have been keen. I would have been locked in. But I still feel like we got a lot of things done. It was really nice talking to y'all and just talking, even though it's like talking to myself, I know it's not going to be talking to myself. I'm like telling a story to y'all. Like I get told a story when other podcasters do this thing. But this was like a great boundary for me, a great leap. Because I really thought I couldn't do it. And so starting this up and doing it it's really nice. It feels really nice. I will try to figure out a schedule on how often. Oh, baby, my stomach. Oh, I'm about to weep. Hold on. You know when you get indigestion because you're so hungry? Oh my God. I only had one meal today. School really beat my ass at one meal. Now I need to go find another one before I literally wither away and die. But what was I saying? Probably not gonna make it back to that point. Oh yeah. Didn't think I could do it. Y'all, I'm putting y'all on the same journey that other podcasts take me on, which hopefully is a good journey. Hopefully this is a good time. I'm me, so I'm gonna feel like I did a terrible job and I was trash and nothing's ever gonna live up to GG podcast or whatever, yada yada yada. But I do think this is a good time. I'm gonna start thinking about a schedule on this. I feel like since it's me myself and I can just kind of like formulate some things and put some things in orders, really plan out my weeks, and it's more of a preparatory, a preparatory, a prepared sport. There we go. Since it's more prepared, like preparational. That's not a word, but we're gonna roll with it. Fuck it, we ball. Since it's more preparational, I feel like I can plan in advance. I can get myself together. I can really hype myself up to do it, and just really live life. Get less shy of a camera when it's just me. So yeah, maybe I'll do this bi-weekly. I'll definitely let y'all know in Discord. I'll link Discord in the bio too. Please join the Discord because, girl, we don't be doing shit in there. But, that's a great way to figure out where I'm going to be at. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to say hi, let me know. My socials are in the description. And this has been the Bussification of life. This is the first edition of the Bussification of life. And honestly, now that I think about it, we're going to get into some lessons. We're going to get into some good lessons of Bussy every once in a while. We're going to go from how to prepare your hole, how to douche, how to do this, that. You know what, girl? Let me pause because I don't know who's going to watch this. Let me not do that. But anyways, y'all have a great night. Y'all have a great evening, great day, great week, great month. I will hopefully see y'all in 2 weeks. And this has been Pac-Man 630 and the Bussification of life. If I could turn this damn on.